Hey Guardians, Crispy Bacon here with the Eye of Riven build. This build centers around the use of the Wishender exotic bow and the One-Eyed Mask Titan exotic helmet. If you are a warlock or a hunter, you can still find some useful tips on how to use the Wishender in this video, so let's get to it. This is the Eye of Riven build. This build centers specifically around the use of the Wishender exotic bow. If you're looking for how to acquire this bow, I recommend checking in another video, as there are many arduous steps involved and it can take upwards of a week to get. That being said, what this bow does is, when the arrow is drawn all the way back, it gives the user something called True Sight. True Sight allows the user to see enemies and players behind walls. This is the main mechanic that we're going to be leveraging in this build, but we'll talk a bit more about the specifics later on. The other perk I want to mention before we move on is called Broadhead. Broadhead makes it so that the arrows fired from this bow actually pierce their target and can hit 2, 3, 4 targets behind the initial one, and also do additional damage as they leave the body of the first target. The other piece of equipment I want to talk about here is the One-Eyed Mask Titan exotic helmet. What this mask does is, when an enemy or player hurts you, they're actually marked with a red X. If you were to then kill that marked enemy, you gain an overshield and a damage buff. In addition to the overshield, it actually heals you to full, meaning that you can come from almost dying to winning a gunfight with full health in no time. With both of these pieces of equipment in tow, it basically makes our Guardian this all-seeing eye, this unstoppable omniscient force. We can react to supers, we can react to flanks, we can see where enemies are going and which lanes they're choosing. And these are the main functionality pieces that we're going to be using on this build. But let's talk a bit more about the specifics of the Wishender. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and show you the main strategy we're going to be using with the Wishender bow and how to use it as effectively as possible. So what your average bow user will do will just kind of be out in the open here and try to get 2 shots on a target and expect to win a gunfight. And that is not how you use a bow, especially not Wishender with its extremely slow draw time. So what you need to do is find a piece of cover, aim in, pull your arrow all the way back, and that'll give you True Sight. So then I should be able to see an enemy through the wall here, so I'll know exactly where he is. And then I pop out and shoot at the same time. Pop out and shoot at the same time. So if you see, that 1 second I'm popping out, that's the only time the enemy will be able to do anything to me at all. So if you think about it, they really have very little chance to do damage. And it's easy to get 2 shots into them before they run away, because it's hard for them to react fast enough. So again, pull back, get them within your vision via the True Sight. They'll be highlighted in red, and you'll be able to, keep your cursor right at their head level, and then just pop out 2 times. And you can also, again, hit them once, switch to another weapon, and hit them 1 or 2 times to finish it off. The one additional thing I do want to mention before we get into more gameplay is every bow has a draw time, and then it has a time that you can hold the arrow until it's loose. So see, like that, like I didn't choose to let the arrow go there. You can only hold the arrow back a certain amount of time. And with this bow in particular, with the Wishender, you can actually tell how long that's going to be by the highlight of the sword. If you can see there on the top, the sword lights up and then it starts draining. That is also what denotes how long you have True Sight. So basically you can only hold the arrow that long, but there's a way we can manipulate that a bit to our advantage, or at least help negate the negative effects of it. You can actually press square to undraw the bow, and so we can kind of like switch quickly between drawing it and undrawing it. So if you feel like you're holding the bow too long and you're going to lose it, you can just press square to reset, and then pull it back again to just kind of reset the draw and the True Sight, just to make sure that the arrow doesn't get lost on its own. Alright, last few things I want to mention before we get into the actual gameplay. When you're using this bow and you're trying to target players, I've found it really useful to strafe into your target instead of using your right analog stick to, aim. So basically you're walking left and right, and then once your shot is lined up, then you just loose the arrow. That makes it really accurate, and it makes it really easy to just kind of, walk into your opponent, and it makes it hard to miss. The other thing I want to mention, that even if you're not getting these kills, this bow is fantastic for assists and helping out your team. because worst case scenario, if you hit someone in the body with a fully charged arrow from this bow, they're basically going to be half health, and then any comparable teammate can just clean them up so easily. So you will end up getting huge kill games, even if you're not essentially killing the person yourself. If you have teammates that know how to finish off a kill, you can end up with huge kill streaks. I did actually get a we ran out of medals with this setup, and I believe I'll show that in a clip coming up here. But yeah, I think that's about it for now, so I'll just leave it to the gameplay to show off how the build works. I don't really have a ton of highlights. I really wanted to just show you what one entire match looks like, because when you have highlights and quick multi-kills, it can make any gun look really good if you get 2 or 3 kills. I wanted to show the in-between and the ups and downs of what this build can do. So this was actually a 45 kill game. I went on to have a 5.0 KD when my next teammate did not do so well. But it shows that even when you have a bad team, you can make this build work pretty well. So hope you guys enjoy. I implore you to try this out on your own. It's a lot of fun. Honestly, one of the most fun builds I've ever used in this game. It just gives you such a feeling of power with all of the map awareness you have. So give it a try. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be doing this again sometime soon. All right, have a good one.
Zone C lost. It's a power play. Get those zones back. Zone A captured. 2 for 1. You captured Zone B. Zone advantage is yours. This is amazing! You're in the lead. 5 minutes. Plenty of time to fight. Zone B lost. You're falling behind. You captured Zone C. You have advantage. Zone A lost. Shut the enemy down! Your opponents have built a lead. Destroy it! Two for one. Three minutes. One after another. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone A captured. Power play. Keep the pressure on. Zone C lost. Zone B lost. Shut the enemy down. I envy your strength, Titan. Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. 1 minute left. With 10 Titans like you, I could build all 7 columns and shake the pillars to their core. Fight for vengeance. Take their lead from them. "30 seconds. Zone B lost. Shut the enemy down. 10 seconds. You've got to hold those zones. Maybe next time, Guardian. This is wonderful! 2 for 1. I've seen enough. I'm calling this one. Guardian to the right of you. Guardian to the left of you.